Hello, members. So I was live just a little while ago, and I was like, there was a couple readings that I knew needed to come out, and today's the day your reading comes out. I haven't thought of another how-to video yet, but trust me, when it comes in, you know she comes in like a screaming big fat chick. I will pay attention. Here we go. See that lined up in a row? Leo, 12th house with Mars. So that's the house of Pisces. 12th house here. Strength with the 12th house. Hidden enemies. Conclusions with Mars energy. And Mars energy is the activation forward. Bringing something finally, having almost like the energy, like it's the fuel behind something, right? It makes something drive itself forward. Okay. So maybe your hidden enemies are being driven away from you now because you have found the strength to fight them off. Oh my God, maybe that's it. And you know how I was feeling is about these demons and bringing them into my life has caused a shift. It's the first time where I actually can see energy moving now. And I was so concentrating on the wrong thing, the wrong energies, trying to bring all this light and this healing energy. And I can't heal the world. I can't heal everybody around me, but I can fucking heal myself. And by healing myself, I have to take the bull by the horns. I have to ride this shit forward. I'm the one that's got to dive into the unknown to get my boat where it needs to go. Okay. So what I feel like is you have the energy behind you now, or the strength behind you to get things moving. Knight of Wands. There it is right there. Transports anyone suddenly from one place to another. Bathen. Asmodeus. Makes men fly into passionate rage and desire. Destroys the happiness of married couples. Wastes the beauty of virgins. Reveals the future. So he is technically in the future, okay? The King of Wands. So the Knight of Wands turns into the King of Wands. Okay. Okay, so this is going to make sense to you if the people that are around you for the most part in your life or part of your past are all married. Okay, you've got some enemies. Okay, and your strength is coming through here with this Leo and Knight of Wands. Honestly, it really sucks when aggressive energies push people up against the wall, because what they don't realize in the time of what they're doing is that eventually, by pushing something up against the wall for so long, that creature or person or thing that's against the wall is going to either die or fight back. And these energies are very much used to energies not fighting back, okay? Not having enough energy to fight back, not giving a fuck about fighting back, so they just kind of like give everything up, okay? But unfortunately... Oh, sorry, I had to get this window open. Suddenly I'm realizing I closed it because there was this weird sound out there, but the sound is gone now. Fortunately for you, like when your back was up against the wall, you built an incredible strength. And this person really wasn't anticipating that. Okay. They weren't anticipating the moves that you were going to make along the way. Okay. So we're at the 12th house because this is fucking done. This is done, son. That's the last house. This is the last thing to deal with, okay? Before you move forward with the King of Wands, okay? So I think, I don't know if you're going to know about this, but I mean, you may want to look back on it in a few years with some of the enemies that you have right now and watch, look back on it and watch their lives deteriorate. Because if you kind of fall off the face of the earth for a little while, when you come back to the world, you're going to notice that some of your biggest enemies and greatest obstacles are not in the positions that they were in anymore. They're going to lose a lot. They're going to lose a lot over the next few years, the way that I can see it. Okay, because you're driving your energy forward. So you're getting out of it. You don't want to be a part of this world that you've been attached to for so long. Okay, so your enemies are going to be flying into blackout rage. Okay, if you know people around you that have ever blackout raged, you best believe that now is the time that rage that they showed you so many times, they're now going to be showing somebody else. And that's most likely going to be their partner. Okay. And a lot of people are going to go ugly. Okay. That's one thing I noticed about my stepmother. I didn't see her for a few years. And then when I saw her again, I was like, ugh. Fuck, you got ugly. Like her face just like dropped like a dog, like a cocker spaniel. Like everything was just dropping. She had so many sunspots on her. She had aged, I don't know, maybe 10 years in the span of like 2 or 3. And that's how I kind of realized, like, man, she was using a beauty spell on me or my sister, because we were the only two that have taken our energy away from her, and now she looks like a pile of shit. But she looked good up until we dropped communication, and now all of a sudden she looks awful. So I'm like, well, what do you think that means? Like she obviously, she doesn't smoke, she's not an over drinker, so what else could have possibly made her look the way that she does? Most likely some type of like hokey spell, okay, that was being done around you all the time, but is now not anymore. Oh, sorry. I'm just suddenly getting tired, and you're like the 4th reading today, so it would make sense that I'm tired now. That not that the message is going to come through any different, because it's not going to, trust me. But I just, ooh, that's where I got to get a new grinder already. I bought this grinder. Tell me how the one I had before I had for like 2 or 3 years. Now this one, I've had it for like 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and I already want to get rid of it. I need some energy. There we go. King of Wands again. Double King of Wands, okay? You're moving places. Ooh, look at that. The World is flipped in the deck, and so is the 7 of Pentacles. Is that it? Yeah. King of Wands. King of Wands. Ooh, High Priestess with Bathan. 4 of Wands in the middle. There it is. Okay. With the World Four of Swords in the past, Queen of Swords in the future, Seven of Wands in the past, Seven of Pentacles in the future. Okay, so we're driving quite a lot of energy forward, okay? The thing is Bathan is coming in as the high priestess, okay? So you've had an energy around you that has tapped into an answer that you have been waiting to get for a while, okay? And you couldn't get this answer because it just simply wasn't about getting the answer. It was about keeping you in a specific energy, okay? And that specific energy was a fighting energy. You had to fight, and then you had to get better. You had to fight, and then you had to get better, okay? And something wasn't really allowing you to get out of that particular energy. And now that you have been thrust, you're forcing the energy now to thrust around you and to bring you forward. So it's almost like the universe is getting this kind of answer from you that you don't give a fuck anymore, that if you don't move forward, people and things are going to hurt. Okay. And it's a hurt, like it's going to be a pain like they've never felt before. It's not going to be a death situation. It's going to be no, I want them to hang around for as long as possible. So then they know exactly what I'm capable of doing. Okay, it's very vindictive, and it's vindictive because of the abuse that you've sustained and how you've been forced to do something against your will. Okay, which is why you're over it. You're done. You don't have to do this anymore. They forced you to stay a lion. They forced you to stay in aggressive energy, right? So then they could benefit using your energy to drive them forward. They were using a lot of your Mars energy, okay? And so you couldn't really get your life moving. Maybe that's what it is, a depletion of Mars energy. You couldn't get your life moving if you tried because all of your masculine energy was being sucked away, okay? Okay, well, who's sucking it out? Something that didn't want you to go anywhere. It doesn't really have characters in it. It's something, maybe someone you've been trying to get away from. You've been trying to direct yourself away from this person, and you're not getting away from them for some reason. Yeah, fight or flight, mercy, exit, done. Right? You've been trying to either fight this energy or get away from it. And it's like all these cards are in reverse. It's like they're not letting you out. They're not giving you any mercy. They're not letting you fight. They're not allowing you to do anything. And that's why you're in Seven of Wands. You just have to keep defending yourself, and that's not good enough. If they want to keep you in energy, if somebody wants to keep you hostile energy, they have to explain why. Okay, because that's like a prison sentence. If they expect to put you into some type of curse or some type of energy, then they damn well better have the paperwork and the evidence as to why they feel like they are allowed to take somebody against their will and punish them. You've been punished. Okay? And you know so much so that you've been punished that you're literally punishing people. Like, that's why you're saying, if you don't get out of my way, I'm going to hurt you. And that's very unfortunate because people have not taken you seriously. And because they're not taking you seriously, now you want to cause pain. And now the universe has to be like, okay. Like, now we see that you're getting into a very dangerous situation because the people around you are manipulating the energy so much that you're in, that it's causing you to either want to kill them all or kill yourself. right? Hypothetically speaking, right? Like you want to go into a room and rip them all a new asshole, or you're just gonna fucking walk away, never come back. You know, like there's two ways on how you fuck somebody over, and you either fuck them to their face or you do it to their back. And the way that I see it, these people fucked you to your face, and that's very hard to face somebody that has known what they're doing to you right to you. It's a difference. There's a difference between not really knowing what you're doing, as opposed to directly involving energy to manipulate it. Okay, huge difference. So that's why the Four of Wands is here, because this is the event. This is the main event. Okay, this 12th house, getting it to the very end of the race was what you had to do. You had to take this to the end, to the very end of the road. You had to make sure that if they were going to take 6 years to tell the truth, you had to make sure that you went until that very last day, because you want to be able to get as much evidence against these people as possible. Okay, because that's what it is. It's all about evidence. It's all about building a case, understanding the motive, okay, and the motives behind people's actions, and then, you know, presenting it and getting around it. So it's like there's so many different ways that the law plays out and the spiritual laws play out. You had to see something right to the end. And unfortunately, there wasn't an early payout. There wasn't an early checkout. There was nothing early. You know, they couldn't even pull out early if they tried, because this involved too many people, right? To pull the plug on everybody. This was a huge sting operation to a massive cover-up. And when we have massive cover-ups, it takes a lot of evidence. There's a lot of shareholders. There's a lot of people involved. There is a lot of shit that goes on, and you have to remember that and the energy, and remind yourself the energy that you're in, right? On how things work and how things are operating. So I feel like you've got energies around you now that are going to absolutely destroy the people around you, and you are going to move on. So if you have been held back or stuck in this fight or flight, but not a fight or flight, a defend yourself to the point that you hurt yourself and then you have to heal. Defend yourself, hurt yourself, heal. Okay, if you've been in that energy, there's a movement forward here, an advancement with this King of Wands. It's like suddenly you're going to know where you want to go, and you're going to make it happen, because your idea of this world is to not sit around. Your idea of living in this world is action. Action is your motto. Action is everything. Action is key to life. Without movement, without action, we get nothing. Nothing grows, nothing gets anywhere, nothing moves. Okay, so this King of Wands with this Queen of Swords, it's like you're going to be lifted out of something, okay? Because your dignity is intact, because you did nothing wrong, because you told the truth and nothing but the truth, and because somebody held you against your will and you chose not to hurt them back. You knew that what was going on was wrong. You stuck with your gun. You got nobody on your side because nobody believed you. Well, you might have one person that believes you, okay? And now it's the verdict. Now it's the court system. Now it's this person comes up against the court systems, the judgment that they have been very much avoiding, okay? And they have to explain why making you defend yourself and heal over and over and over again was such a great idea. Right? Because people, you know, they got motives to doing what they do. I just, you know, hope they remember those motives when they come face to face with the energy that speaks for all of us and our independence and freedom, and says, yeah, you took this person against their will and you did things that you weren't supposed to. So you mind telling me why you did that? Like, everybody's got a judgment. Everybody has to answer why they did what they did. And, you know, I just hope that everyone's got their answers written down and that they remember them, because on Judgment Day, for one, You're not going to be able to read from a script. And second, having your ducks in a row as to why you did what you did is, like a reflection. This is reflect on the things that you did and the things that you said and why you did them. So then the entities around you have an idea of what they're dealing with, right? Like if I am going about my day and I'm in some type of channel and an entity asks me, like, why do I not do this? Or why was I angry and I was talking about my dad and I have to explain a situation to them? I mean, I'm a pure channeling schizophrenic. Like, I channel with everything around me. That's how we have to do. I mean, we all have different gifts, but I started off as a medium. So I talk to dead people. I always have talked to dead people. I just never really realized it. I've been talking to dead people since I was a kid. I've never been alone. There's always people with me, always. Even if it's I'm the only one in the room that you can see, I sure as fuck am not the only one in the room, okay, that I can hear anyways. So I get a lot of messages and I get a lot of downloads and I get a lot of things that people say. And like, honestly, when things ask me why I am the way that I am, or why I hate my father, or why my stepmother's a bitch, or why they overhear something that I said, I have no problem sitting and explaining a certain situation that comes to my mind, my mind's eye right away, that tells the story as to why I fucking don't like my stepmother or my father or my stepfather or my mother. There are so many things, so many stories, so many things that happen, so many events, right? So many challenges that happened with my family growing up that it's all in my memory, right? So Spirit wants to ask me why I've got a chip on my shoulder about somebody. Trust me, there's a memory inside of me that tells you why. And judge me not, but I mean, we all have feelings. We should be able to feel them and express them if we so feel desire. I mean, other people take shit out on us all the time. So why can't we express how we feel, right? Of course you can. Fucking nobody can take that away from you, right? So there's a lot of I think the collective is really, over the next little while, really going to notice that your independence is coming back, and that your frame of mind is coming back, and that your voice in your head is coming back, and that you're steering away, okay, from a really negative energy that wanted to keep you on a spectrum of you don't deserve it because you did something wrong and you have to heal. Okay, somebody around you thinks that you're full of shit and you need to heal in order to get the truth straight. Okay, so whatever this is that you're speaking about, or whatever it is you're talking about, somebody doesn't accept it because they don't want to see the truth for what it is. So you now do not have to jump through hoops to describe why you are speaking about the truth. Now, this person that has been trying to shut you down from speaking the truth now reaches their judgment. Because you move forward as the King of Wands. They reach the world. So to me, that means that they're done. It's the world. You're at the 12th house, you're done. They're at the world, they're done. They can't continue to abuse energy that is physically trying to get away from them. Like I say, if somebody wants to work, if somebody has the will to do something and there's an energy out there trying to stop them, there's somebody out there trying to stop them. Honestly, if you have the right to do something, you have the right to work, you have the right to go out, you have the right to be who you are, then I'll be damned if anybody stops you. Therefore, you clear the energy and you continue forward. Nobody can tell you how your life is going to go, or what you should do, or what you need to do, when quite frankly, you're the one that has had all the answers to begin with. So they have been stealing all of this from you, but yet putting you in the guilty seat. So you've been trying to get away from them, trying to move on, trying to get another life, while they're running behind you, getting you to turn around, right? So that's abuse. That's abuse of energy. That's abuse of power. That's abuse no matter how you look at it. People, you are allowed to walk away. You are allowed to go start your life. You are allowed to say no. People cannot force you to do things. And if you want to walk away from somebody, then fucking right, you get to walk away from them. You don't have to stay and hung energy like that. That's not fair. That's not fair. So and you know what, honestly, I feel like there's this energy that's been inside of you that burns out really quick. And it burns out quick because you don't have the fire that you need, because someone's putting you in your emotions instead of your fire, and you need your fire. Your emotions you need as well, but you need your fire to create. And if that's what they've stolen, your fire, your passion, then call it back, baby. Honestly, you call it back. You do a candle spell. Well, here we go. This is the next how-to. So how to call your fire back. So we've talked about calling our energy back before, using elements, using air, using water. But if they've specifically taken your passion, your fire, what burns inside of you, okay? The way that you can do that is to call your energy back, summon it back through fire. Okay. And that's almost going to be able to use actually Bathen's energy, because he has the ability to transport something from one place to another. Okay. So I almost feel like if you need to get your fire back, then Bathen can certainly help you with that, because he can actually transport you to get your energy through the fire and come back. I mean, they use fire in Harry Potter all the time to transport their souls and their bodies, right, from one realm to another. It's magic. And if you believe in magic, you wouldn't believe the things that you can do and how you can cultivate things with it. But you have to believe. That's the whole point. And you have to put dedication into believing and connecting with nature and connecting with everything. You have to believe that there is something in everything in order to get magic to work the way that you need it to work, right? It's all about, and like, spirit will know if you're lying. Spirit will know if you're telling a fib, right? They know everything. They're inside of you, right? So to summon your fire back, honestly, that's all. It is so easy. You take a simple candle. Okay, I would go with a white candle. You can do it with a tea light. You can do it with a stand-up candle. If you do it with a stand-up candle, like a long candle, you can actually carve into the side of it, I summon my fire back. Okay, if you're doing it with a tea light, you can still write on the top of it in very, very small letters. What would you be able to write? It'd be like, actually, yeah, you can write a lot actually on there. You can write summon my fire back, right? With a very small edge of like a knife. You can write that on top of a tea light, because I've written quite a bit actually on top of a tea light before. It's not so then it can be read and visible to you. It's the intention has to be set inside of the candle. And the only way to summon back fire is to use fire, unfortunately, right? But you have to be safe with it. That's the thing. And then when you carve it into the candle, really meditate with it, have your clearing crystals around it, right? Clear the air, ring your bell, okay? Get those demonic, gross, angelic energies away from you that want to summon this energy from you, okay? And then you call the energy through fire. And if you ask Bathen to come, I'm sure he will. Okay, I'm sure he will help you do this. And he might be able to, through your third eye, take you to whoever has been summoning your fire and get it back from you. Get it back for you. This is something that you'll have to take ×3 back from the beholder that's stealing it from you. So you have more than enough energy to give it back, to give something to him for transporting you and using his energy to do so. So if you really want to do that, you call him in, you call Bathen in, you clear your space, you write on your candle, you set your intention, you light that candle, you call your fire back in, you close your eyes, use your third eye, travel with Bathen, go and get your fire and come back. And it's literally bada boom, bada bang. Sit there with that tea light for quite a while. Stay in the room with it, definitely. Don't abandon it. Stay in the room with it so then you can absorb that passion and that heat back into you. Have it pretty close to you. You know, if it's on the table like this, have you touching it, right? If it's on the table in front of you, have your feet on the table. Make sure you've got a connection with this candle so then it can come back to you. And trust me, your fire will come back and you'll be a blaze of glory again. You'll be able to get past your restraints. And plus, over the next couple of years, just know that if this energy is for you, if this reading is really for you, your frenemies, I just heard, are all going to be breaking up. Oh my God, look at this on the bottom of the deck, 6 of Swords, Seer. So this is another one you can probably use. Travels the world over an instant and brings anything anywhere. Gives the truth about thefts and hidden treasures. Willing to do anything one commands. So you can actually ask them as well to help you with your travels on getting your fire back. Okay, they will help you because they're 6 of Swords energy. They can travel. Right? Any demonic energy that can travel will help you go and get your fire back. It's going to kind of be like Harry Potter. So make sure that you are prepared to see some crazy shit happen in your third eye. And the only way that this all comes true is if you believe it. If you don't believe, none of this means anything. Shut it off, go about your day, and turn your witchcraft off. If you can believe in it and put your pride down, this is going to change your life. So, thank you so much, members, for your dedication, your support, everything you do for this channel. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Much love. I send you so much. Thank you, and goodbye.